Venom movie is coming out in just a couple days, I thought it'd be really fun to talk about the theory about how Venom was in Thor Ragnarok this entire time, and the symbiote may be connected to Hela. How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh. So the other night, I was watching Thor Ragnarok, and honestly, I started noticing something really funny about Hela's crown, and how it looks a lot like the alien symbiote that Venom literally is. So I really started thinking to myself, was Venom in Thor Ragnarok this entire time and nobody knew about it? Or maybe this is just a coincidence? I think most people would definitely say that this is just a huge coincidence, but I have a lot of info to really back up this theory. Of course, it is worth mentioning that I was not the one to originally come up with this theory. I looked on YouTube and I guess somebody else came up with it, and that is the YouTuber known as Comic Drake. But he mainly just covered all of the comic book aspects of this theory, not really anything within the movie. Specifically how in a recent Venom comic that they revealed the first symbiote, which was all black, the Necro Sword, and this sword even made an appearance in the Thor God of Thunder comics, which the director of Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi, did say he used all black, the Necro Sword, for inspiration of Hela's sword in the movie.
We took other things from God of Thunder, where you have Gore, the God Butcher. Mm-hmm. The weapons that Hela uses are all taken from that series.
Which just makes sense that they really could tie in the Venom movie with this Thor Ragnarok movie and really have it tie into Hela. But for my reasoning of how Venom could be within Thor Ragnarok has nothing to do with the comic books. Definitely keep in mind everything that Comic Drake did say in his video, but I'm going to be coming at it from a different perspective, the movie perspective. Now, first off, I'll just get the obvious right out of the way. Within Thor Ragnarok, we can see Hela always putting on her helmet. It always just seems to be alive and something that's within liquid state crawling up Hela's head to make the crown, but then it turns instantly solid when it actually turns into the crown, which is a lot like what a symbiote would do. Also, whenever you see Hela summon one of her weapons, she just gets it right out of her cape or just out of thin air. And I'm speculating that this really is just something to do with the symbiote as well, how the symbiote can just make a weapon. If you look at the recent Venom movie, you can see Riot within the movie making 2 axes on his arms due to the symbiote, so maybe Hela is doing the exact same thing. Another thing that I noticed about Hela when she's explaining her origin to Scourge, you can see that she still has her crown on within the paintings on the ceiling, which took place hundreds of years ago before Thor and Loki were both born. This is when Odin was more of a dictator than a peaceful king. He commanded Asgard's army and Hela to go through all the 9 realms, completely take them over, take all of their gold, bring it back to Asgard and rule everything, until Odin saw the errors in his ways and tried to bring peace to all of the 9 realms instead of ruling them. So it seems as though she would have had to have gotten the symbiote by traveling to one of the 9 realms. And she had the symbiote a long time ago, so this really opens up the possibility of one of the 9 realms being the homeworld of the symbiote, and maybe in a future MCU movie this will be explored and we can see the homeworld of the symbiotes. Even when Hela is taking on Thor, she is completely overpowering Thor, which is kind of weird because Thor and Hela are probably on the same playing field of strength. They're probably both equally matched in strength, you'd think. We're just led to believe that in this movie Hela is naturally stronger than Thor, and it could be due to her old age, because Asgardians, as they age, they get more powerful, and Hela is the oldest born, so she's going to be naturally stronger than Thor. But it was revealed that Hela did try to take the throne from Odin, and he had to banish her to Hell. Now, Odin could have easily done this just like he banished Thor in the first Thor movie, how easily he did that to Thor. I think that because of the symbiote and Hela's natural strength, she was able to be a threat to Odin, because when you take a regular human being and you take a symbiote and you merge them, they become Venom, someone that is equally as strong as Spider-Man. So when you take an Asgardian, a god, and you merge it with a symbiote, they become an ultimate god, something probably on the level of a Thanos or maybe even an Odin. So I think that's what happened within the movie and why Odin really had to use all of his power to contain Hela in Hell. It would also explain exactly why Odin didn't just kill Hela. That might have been his daughter, but at the same time, I think if she was that big of a threat, he would have killed her if he had the power to. So if he wasn't powerful enough to kill Hela, he had to imprison her instead. And even when Hela's fighting all the Valkyries within one of the flashbacks in Thor Ragnarok, you can see that Hela is just mowing down all of these Valkyries like they're nothing. So I don't think that a god really could do this, because if you look at, say, Thor and Loki, Thor and Loki got defeated by one Valkyrie all by herself. She took Thor and imprisoned him, and also she just beat up on Loki, and both of them are gods. So looking at someone like Hela wouldn't be able to take on all those Valkyries, I don't think. I think she could definitely manage to try to beat them all, but I don't think she's as powerful enough by herself to take them all on. She needed the aid of the symbiote to really help her out and even make her more powerful. Also, even if you just look at the last battle within Thor Ragnarok, Thor and Valkyrie were able to take on Hela, and they weren't able to defeat her because she was too powerful, but they still were able to hold their own against her. So I think the only way that Hela was this powerful and could defeat this many gods was because of the alien symbiote aiding her and just giving her an extra boost in strength. But of course, Webheads, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think of this theory? If you're new here and you guys want more theories, definitely consider checking out this playlist right over here. But Webheads, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye.